I'm speaking to your soul. Yes, I recognize that there are some things that you are pursuing. There are things that you want to put out into the world because you have found an outlet. You have found a channel in order to move energy, in order to move you, in order to push you forward, in order to have continue for something to aspire, in order to keep you in motion. But I feel it's necessary that I always that I continuously that's a better way to say that I continuously return to why these messages are being given. And with that, what came up for me earlier was the message of wisdom. I have a card here. It's an image, a mandala, and this is something that I picked up from, I don't know, like Barnes and Nobles some years ago, and it was something that would help me. Well, really, it was just fun. It was something creative, but it was also something that sort of allowed me to reset myself. It was a form of meditation to sit down, and I'll post a picture of this card so that you all can see it. I think I may do that. We'll see. But as I pull this card today, I've had a stack of these cards out in my living room, and I pulled this card, and I just took a moment to be with it. Now, some of these cards that I have, these images, I should say, some of these images that I have made or written down the frequency message that I get from this image. And I had written wisdom. Now, I don't remember when I wrote that, but, periodically, again, as I pull these, as I look at these images, I will just jot down. So anyway, long story short, it's kind of long, and this is a long video, longer than normal, but I said it was going to be different. So I say all that to say is that I noticed that there was an owl in the image. I don't know if I had seen that before I wrote wisdom on the card, or if I saw it now after I noticed, after I acknowledged that that's the feeling that I got. So I say all of that to say that there's information that is all around us that is, you could say, hidden in plain sight, and therefore accessible for us to extract from our environment and then utilize that information to use toward what we want to do, what we're trying to push forward. So I wanted to just look up the message of the owl. What does the owl represent? Now, I know that the owl is associated with having wisdom. The reason that I'm bringing this up is because you have wisdom within yourself. Your cells carry wisdom. Your DNA carries wisdom. You have information that you have collected over years that is simply waiting to be utilized, activated for your benefit. So let's talk about this owl. It says that owls are deeply involved in spiritualism and mythology. They have been deeply involved in spiritualism and mythology over the years. They're skillful hunters who are active at night, which is why they are referred to as kings of the night. The owl meaning includes observation, listening, independent thinking, supernatural power, intuition, and wisdom. Now, there's a number of cultures that are referenced here that have varied meanings or symbolism. Native American owls play a crucial role by helping foretell spiritual events. Owl legend showed stories involving rebirth, transformation, and death in most cases. Now, one thing that was pretty standard, pretty common in each culture is that owls represented death or the underworld or the darkness or shadow. And so what I take from that is the unseen. Now, a lot of individuals can be afraid or have fear around the unseen, around darkness, around the shadow, around what is considered to be dark in nature. But your work as a soul is for you to fully be realized, to fully know yourself. And you cannot know yourself without knowing the shadow, without understanding that there is a darkness to you, if you will. What I'm seeing in my mind's eye right now is a totem. This totem represents you. But without fully knowing yourself, without fully becoming aware of the part of you that cannot be seen, that is not seen, then your presentation is lacking foundation. It's lacking the bones, and your totem will not stand the test of time. It will crumble. We all have creative abilities. We're all creating every day. All of us are creating our lives. We're creating what happens to us today. We're creating what happens to us tomorrow and the day after that. We're doing that with our mind. We're doing that with our emotions. We're doing that with the things that we continuously think of every day. We're doing that with the people that we surround ourselves with. We're doing that with the food that we eat, with the everything. We're making decisions. We're doing that with every decision that we're making. And when you desire something, you manifest something in your life. You want to create something in your life. When you are not fully aware of yourself, your creations are... I'm trying to find a very, I feel like politically correct way to say that your creations are lackluster. I mean, this sounds strange coming from me because this isn't something that I would typically say. This isn't even some way that isn't even the way that I would normally speak, but your ability to create what you want. And when I'm saying that, it makes me feel like, I don't know, like a manifestation teacher, but I'm not a manifestation teacher. I'm a person that speaks to the soul. This is not about what you can create in the physical, whether you can manifest your dream job, or you want to be the next artist, you could do all of those things. And you could do all of those things because you are a creator. In order for you to create all of those things, you have to know who you are. You got to know who you are. You have to know yourself fully. You have wisdom. I'm saying this to you because you have wisdom. The words that I'm saying are not falling on deaf ears. The words that I'm saying are being received and understood. The owl medicine is, it's like the owl is saying, like, take your own medicine. I don't know. Was that directed at me? Was that directed at me? That felt real personal. Like, you cannot be afraid. You can't be fearful of yourself. Let God reward you. Let God reveal you. Your work is much more than the physical things that you do here. Wherever you are in the world, wherever you live, whatever you do, whatever you tell people you do, when people are like, what do you do? Yeah, whatever that thing is, your work, that's something that you do, but that is not your work. Now, your work may come out in what you do, but that's what you do is not your work. If you listen to, I think it was maybe like Harmony, Equilibrium, and Balance on the 5th, I believe that message talked about the work, that work being like beginning to trust the process, to allow more peace into your life, more joy. The work of loving yourself is what I talked about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. If you tune into this channel and I'm talking about work, that's the work that I'm referring to. The work of loving yourself. Be proud of your work, whatever that looks like. When you love yourself, whatever work that you're doing, like however that translates, because when you're loving yourself, then you are pouring into yourself. When you love on somebody else, you're pouring into them. So when you're practicing self-love, you're pouring into yourself. There's energy that you're receiving. You're energized. You're activated. That energy then has to go somewhere. It has to move. You have to do something with it. You usually will pour that into something. That's a product of your work. You're an artist and you paint. Your paintings are a product of your work, of that energy that's in you, that must be moved, that must find a way to be expressed. Everyone does that differently. I would say that mine is speech. I'm not really a talker, but if there's something that I like to talk about, then I'll talk. Sometimes, the things that I've talked about, I'm like, who wants to hear this? Or no, that I will do it and then maybe someone doesn't understand it. So then I start second guessing myself. But being proud of your work, it's not, I heard my partner said, I think that it is good to keep your audience in mind, but you should not cater to an audience at all. Because, what's true to you, what's pure begins to get touched, tainted. So anyway, I think that this is a really long message, and I would typically do a story, but I think I've done quite a bit of story time during this entire message. So let God reward you. Create something every day and then reveal it. Let God reveal you, and then by doing that, you allow God, the inner part of you, your higher self, to reveal to you how precious you are. So, if any part of this message resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, drop a comment in the comment section and let me know how. Let me know how it hit you, whether it resonated, whether you connected with it, whether you felt inspired by it, whether you felt triggered by it, whether you didn't agree with it, if you did agree with it, whatever you felt, just drop it in the comment section. Also, like the video, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you are still listening to this video and you hear my voice, then you are extremely unique, because I am a reflection of you. And if you are still here, type "I'm a cool ass person" in the comment section. That lets me know that you are one of the real MVPs. And with that said, I hope to talk to you next time. Peace.